Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Merrimack Community College, the home of the Coaches versus Cancer Holiday Tournament in Kirkwood, Missouri, with Kevin Paulus. I'm Harry Schrader. The final quarterfinal of the day and the 8th game of the day here at Merrimack Community College, and it has been really a spectacular day. A lot of tight games and good basketball activity. And Kevin Paulus joins us for the nightcap here as the Spartans of DeSmet High School will take on the Webster Groves Statesmen of Webster Groves. And Kevin, this Webster Groves team and Hazelwood Central, who won earlier tonight, and make a living of making it to the semifinals and finals of this tournament all the time.
Yeah, they're just getting warmed up, obviously, as they make their way throughout this tournament. Obviously, quarterfinals is not ultimately where they want to be. Both of these teams have designs on the semifinals at the very least. Hazelwood Central was able to do that a little bit earlier. Webster Groves will try to punch their ticket in just a couple of minutes.
Kevin, up and down the lineup, whatever team we happen to be watching, you see terrific players. We just watched Brandon McKissick from St. Louis U High, who's on his way to UMKC in this game. A couple of Division I players for sure. Ryan Stepanovich will be at Bradley next year, your alma mater. And then on the other side, Courtney Ramey, who's just a junior, but every school in the country is trying to get him to come in 2 years. Wyatt Yes on his way to Yale, who we saw last night play at Parkway West. And so a lot of good, outstanding basketball individual players as well as good teams.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's the key. I mean, a lot of these teams, might have one good player and then a supporting cast, but teams like, Webster Groves, they have multiple Division I caliber players that they can put out there. Hazelwood Central, same thing, year in, year out. Josh Martin does a great job with them as well. Yeah, you mentioned Ryan Stepanovich headed to Bradley next year, and maybe they might be a little bit more of the model where you have one really, really good player and then some guys that kind of play their role, versus Webster Groves. They have, 3 or 4 on any given night can take over a basketball game.
Well, it was interesting last night. I thought the best player on the floor for Webster Groves was Cam Potts.
Right.
I mean, Courtney Ramey was really good. Let me say it differently. I think the most efficient player they had was Cam Potts. I mean, Courtney Ramey was a star. He had a double-double last night. He had like 12 rebounds and 14 points and was super active. And yet the guy that was just consistently getting done, had 3 or 4 assists, had double digits in scoring, got some rebounds, was Cam Potts. And they've got 3 or 4 guys that can do that.
Courtney Ramey played as well as he had to for his team to win by, 32
right.
points or something like that. He wasn't really pushed all that hard in last night's game, so therefore, he might not have looked like he was the best player on the court. But you're right, Cam Potts, played an outstanding basketball game last night, and we'll have to see what kind of effort they can put forth tonight.
Webster got here. They're 5-1. They defeated St. Charles West yesterday 66-32 in that game. Cam Potts had 16 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists. Courtney Ramey, 14 points, 12 rebounds, and 6 assists. Talk about a two-headed monster, and we saw Ray Adams knock down some bombs. He had 12 points. They won it easily, and they're 5-1. And Kevin, they've only played a handful of local teams. They beat Lee Summit. They beat a couple teams from Chicago. I mean, Jay Blossom's constantly trying to find tough competition.
Well, and he's having to go farther and farther out of the St. Louis area to find it now too, and that's another sign that your program is in a good place right now, because you've kind of mastered your domain here in St. Louis. I mean, there are some tough teams that they're going to play, and maybe, in this tournament, the Hazelwood Central, waiting for them. And St. Mary's, the number 1 seed in the tournament. But, they'll go anywhere and play anyone at this point. A couple of years ago, I guess it was last year or the year before, they went all the way down to Florida and played in a tournament just to, get some experience type thing. So they are a elite, I would say, elite basketball program here in St. Louis.
The Spartans are coached by Blake Ahern, who played at DeSmet, played at Missouri State in the NBA and several of the different professional leagues. He's in his first year there. He was at Clayton last year. The Spartans are 4-3. They knocked off Parkway West last night in a mild upset, 10 beating 7, and against a Division I player in Wyatt Yes. They won it 51-43. You mentioned Ryan Stepanovich, 15 points for him last night. And then a lot of help. Evan Asleson off the bench got 11 points last night and was really a spark plug for them.
Yeah, he played very well. Not blessed with a lot of a real athletic looking body, but he did did a great job of really controlling the basketball game. Scored probably more than he's expected to on this team. So they'll need those types of contributions from more than just him if they're going to hang around here with Webster Groves tonight.
Just from a broadcaster standpoint, we're really glad DeSmet's wearing white tonight instead of that powder blue. Really threw us off last night.
I thought maybe they would break out their orange uniforms to play Webster Groves tonight, but apparently not. That was only a one-night thing where they wore the powder blue against Parkway West.
Good look at the Spartans there by our cameraman Jacob Virtue, doing a terrific job tonight. Glad to be with you tonight at PrepSportsShowcase.com and ValleyHoopsInsider.com. And second game of the night, and a lot of response from that first contest. A lot of people watching the game, and we're glad you did that. And we hope a bunch of you are right back on it here for the nightcap. And Kevin, we've been talking all night and all weekend long about. I guess it's not a weekend yet, is it? Feels like a weekend because we're doing basketball games.
It's like a week long of weekends.
That's right. Well, a lot of people are off, and because of the holiday. We just want you, though, to head over to any of the 11 Lou Fuse locations to enter to win $10,000 on a test drive in their 10-10-10 event. For details and monthly specials, visit fuse.com. That's Lou Fuse, F-U-S-Z. So fuse.com. Lou Fuse, we are St. Louis. Tell us a little bit more about the 10-10-10.
10-10-10 event. They say that they can, get a monthly payment for you and financing in 10 minutes. You take a 10-minute test drive, and you can enter to win $10,000. And you can go to the website. This is no joke. They have winners of right here in St. Louis, a couple of them on the website that have won $10,000 at Lou Fuse. And your opportunity to do so ends Saturday night at midnight. So if you're thinking about doing it, maybe have a new car in your future, a little extra cash after the holidays, head on over to Lou Fuse, any of the 11 Lou Fuse locations.
Lou Fuse, the title sponsor of this entire tournament for us here at PrepSportsShowcase.com. And Kevin, talk a little bit about what we're doing with the advertising revenue.
Yeah, advertising revenue, how we kind of positioned it. We are not going to have Prep Sports Showcase and the Valley Hoops Insider aren't going to have any type of profits from this because, I know, sorry to break it to you, Harry, but the profits that we have brought in, revenue after our expenses, we are actually going to donate to the cause here. Obviously, this is the American Cancer Society Coaches versus Cancer Tournament. They made a point on social media, and I thought it was great that they did this. Everyone that comes in is paying $5, and it's $5 closer to a cure for cancer. Basically, all the people that come in, and we wanted to do our part, so we're going to donate our profits from this week to the American Cancer Society.
A lot of good basketball here today already, and in the semifinals tomorrow at 6:30 for the game that we'll have for you. It's the number one seed St. Mary's Dragons. They knocked off Lindbergh today 65-48, and they'll be tipping it up at 6:30 against the number 5 seed Hazelwood Central. They won at 63-62. That was a dynamic basketball game. And then the other semifinal that'll tip at 8 o'clock, we'll have that one for you as well. Vianney knocking off St. Louis U High by about 13 points. I have the final score written down here somewhere. And they'll take on the winner of this DeSmet Webster game. Over in the consolation bracket, the winners today were Lafayette, Eureka, Jennings, and Parkway West. And some good basketball games there, too, as well. A 4-point win by Jennings, a 6-point win by Parkway West. Some good basketball here today.
Yeah, and it starts early and it goes all day. 9 o'clock in the morning, I think they start again tomorrow with some consolation bracket games. And, get up, eat some breakfast, head on out here for 13 hours or so of high school basketball, and it should be good.
Kevin, I was here. I don't know, from about 4 o'clock, 4:30 on yesterday, and again today, maybe earlier than that today. I had people dogging me on Twitter. How come you weren't here at 9 o'clock? I'm like, give me a break. I want to be here, but I can't endure.
We would love to.
I'm an old man.
Yeah, we would love to.
Taking a look at this game, the Spartans 4-3, the Statesmen are 5-1, and Kevin, describe for the people that haven't seen Courtney Ramey yet the kind of game he has.
He is, you'll see him here in a second, but he is just so smooth on the court. He can do just about everything. He doesn't shoot it a lot from outside, but a slashing player, very athletic. And we saw this a couple of times in the game last night. Not only is he a good, strong rebounder, but he is a smart rebounder. Knows where the ball is going to come off the rim and gets to that spot. It's like, okay, Ramey is, 20 feet away from the bucket. Someone shoots, and all of a sudden he's right there to get the rebound, like within a foot or two of the rim. He crashes to the glass and more often than not finds the right spot. He is a smart rebounder.
Spartans are in white. They're trimmed in maroon. And they'll be going right to left in this opening half. The Webster Groves Statesmen in their road black trimmed in orange. And the Statesmen like to play defense. Ryan Stepanovich, the league scorer for DeSmet, more of a kind of a wing player, not as dynamic athletically as Courtney Ramey, but a kind of guy at 6'7" can do a lot of different things for Blake Ahern's team.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're going to need a big effort from all of the Spartans here tonight. This is a very, very talented Statesman team that we're going to see here in a second as we get ready to jump it up. It's Cam Pott and Ryan Stepanovich. It's in the air, and it's controlled by the Statesmen. As you can see, moving from our left to right here in the opening quarter of this game, opening half of the game. Ramey with a touch, now to Pott. Around the top. A bit of a 2-3 zone right now by the Spartans. They come out in zone to start this one. Now Ramey. Kevin Butler, his first touch. Right-hand dribble, finds a soft spot, drives baseline, bounce pass in the corner to Ramey. They'll bring it back out. Skip pass, Adams. Now Pott straight away. High slot now. That is number 23. That's Ford. I went hockey right there. Slot, man. Did you hear that? Top of the key. Now in the front court.
In the first game, I talked about head manning the basketball.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Very good. Grant Western brings it across the timeline.
Evan Asleason in the starting lineup tonight. Didn't start last night. Was terrific, and he's in the starting lineup tonight.
Trying to get a pass down low. Here's Ramey hard to the hole and is fouled. Going to be shooting two. The foul goes on number 15, Grant Western.
It's going to go on Scoff instead.
I lied. Goes on number 10, Sean Scoff. He is a 6'3 senior, and Ramey goes to the line.
Kevin Ramey made 6 free throws last night, has 40 made free throws in their 6 games. He gets to the line because he's such a determined slasher.
Missed the first one. And he'll get another opportunity. Kind of interesting that I don't know how they choose it. Maybe you do, but Webster Groves wearing their black, and on the bench to the left, even though they're the higher seed, you would think they would be wearing white and have the home bench, but they switched tonight.
Well, and most of the teams did. I think they're just trying to let the people not have to do laundry every night. I think that's all it is.
And a steal, almost a steal. Now Scoff drives in, layup good, and the Spartans on top 2-1.
Scoff working on the Gordie Howe hat tricks. Got a foul and a bucket.
Hopefully no fights, though. Ramey out on the wing. Skip pass far side. That is Adams. Top of the key now, Potts. Double team comes. Kick it out to Adams in the corner. Now they'll bounce it on the block. Ford goes hard. Off of a Spartan hand. Ford goes back towards the bucket. Can't come down with it, or can't get the shot to fall. And Western the other way for the Spartans. Stepanovich, first touch and a foul
before he shot it.
I thought they might have got him for a travel. Looks like he had an extra hop there, and the foul goes on Kevin Butler, the 5'10 senior for the Statesmen.
Butler picks up the foul, and it's just one team foul apiece.
Asleason gets it in. And here's Stevens. Clayton Stevens, long three on the way by Western is too short. Rebounded by Kevin Butler for the Statesmen. They want to run. Ramey in the front court. Skip pass in the corner. Adams. Now Butler straight away. Ramey for a long three. Yep.
Wow.
Doesn't shoot a lot of them, but that's another aspect of his game that he brings to the table. It's 4-2. And Western.
Kevin, if he didn't make a three last night, that's his first three of the season, and we're in game 7.
I don't believe he did. Now we're going to have a foul on Kevin Butler. I think the second one on him. Uh-oh. Jay Blossom already screaming at the officials. And a technical on Jay
foul
Blossom.
against Jay Blossom. Here's what happened. Well, somebody on his bench said something. The official came over and told the bench, hey, hold it down. And Jay was arguing that my guy didn't say anything.
Right.
Hardly said anything to you, and then he teed up Jay.
Right. First technical against Jay Blossom. We're going to have R.J. Wright checking in for Courtney Ramey.
Probably for
Actually,
Butler,
no,
don't you
it
think?
is for Butler, you would think. He must have snuck off the floor before I was able to say that. Going to the line, Evan Asleason's first free throw is good. And DeSmet will get a second one here and get the ball. Next one is good. We are tied up at 4, and the Spartans of DeSmet will have the ball inbounding on the far sideline.
Early first quarter, and you got to feel good if you're Blake Ahern. Our team is facing this really highly touted team, and we're right with them through 3.5 minutes.
Ryan Stepanovic brings it up against Cam Pott with the left-hand dribble. Pott, tough man-to-man. Western now bouncing high. This is Stevens. And now there's Scoff. Scoff hands it off. Stepanovic. Scoff back in the corner. Long three from Asleason. No good. Rebounded by Pott. Pott's in the front court. Now Ramey. Still that zone defense by the Spartans. Actually looks like it has the Statesmen a little bit confused offensively. They're a little bit more tentative than what we usually expect. Now a bad pass. Western comes up with it. Asleason now in the front court. Hesitation move to the paint. Kick out in the corner. Stepanovic for 3. Yep.
Wow. I'm telling you, Evan Asleason just does a lot of good things. He drove in there, drew the defense, found the wide open superstar who knocked down the triple.
7-4 DeSmet on top. 4:40 remaining in the opening quarter. Bounce pass, and they lost him down low. That was Isaiah Ford. Good look by Ramey. And an easy bucket for Isaiah Ford. Found a little bit of a soft spot in the zone defense that time.
Ramey had 6 assists, double-digit rebounds, double-digit points last night, and that was a picture-perfect pass right there.
Western. And from the corner, Stevens no good, or Scoff, excuse me. Rebound comes down to the Statesman. Here goes Ramey. Pulls from 18, missed it badly though, and rebounded by Scoff. Knocked off of a player, Isaiah Ford, for the Statesman, and it'll go back to the Spartans.
Boy, Stepanovic went up and had that rebound, and they just ripped it right out of his hands. He's got to be stronger with the rebound if he's going to play at Bradley next year.
Stepanovic will bring it up against Cam Pott. Crosses over, and
That's
now
a good
they're going to call a charge.
That's a good call. And I'll tell you why it's a good call, Kevin. They were close to each other, but Stepanovic pushed off with his right hand, kind of ended up knocking down the defender with the extended right arm.
A little bit of an embellishment, I think, on the part of Potts, but he got the call.
He's giving up 5 inches guarding Stepanovic tonight. It's going to be a fun matchup to watch.
And the 3 from Adams, no good. Potts high for the rebound. And R.J. Wright will try for 3 and hit it.
It's just not fair. Have all those
weapons.
good players, and then R.J. comes out there and just
Off the
drills the 3.
Western will bring it up against R.J. Wright off a screen. Now to the baseline, behind the back. Now he's in trouble. Double team comes. And far side now, Western has it. Make that Scoff. Now Asleason. Western on the far side. As Stevens tried a lob pass down to Stepanovic, and it was too high.
And Kevin, they just got in a hurry there. You could see Blake Ahern up off the bench saying, hey, relax. All of a sudden they got in there. It almost looked like they thought they had a shot clock. They had to get a shot off.
Ramey will bring it up. Adams now back to Ramey. Fancy dribbling into the corner. Adams down high to Ramey. He'll drive in, kick in the corner. Potts. Penetration, baseline, goes strong to the hole and put it up and in.
Kevin, he just muscled it through the defenders. Cam Potts on the scoreboard for the first time tonight.
11-7 our score in favor of the Statesmen now, and a little bit of a lapse of attention there by Grant Western. Had the ball go right through his hands. And checking in, Joey Bender played some good minutes last night for him. We're also going to see Brooks Ford into the game, as well as Josiah Tynes. Scoff goes out, Western goes out, as does Clayton Stevens. Ramey wants a screen, far side. R.J. Wright, long 3, yes.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. Timeout taken by Blake Ahern with 2:23 left to go in the opening quarter. Good run by the Webster Grove Statesmen, has them up by 7.
Well, it's a 10-0 run. Remember, it was 7-4. We were singing the praises of the Spartans, and all of a sudden the Statesmen went on a 10-0 run. You see the scoreboard there, 14-7, 2:23 to go in the opening quarter. I want to remind you about our good friend over at the State Farm Insurance Agency in South County, Doug Rupp. Give him a call at 314-894-6000. Everybody knows State Farm is an insurance industry leader, but if you want a terrific agent, you know, your insurance is only as good as the agent that knows how to help you out. You want a great one, and you want Doug Rupp. Give him a call, 314-894-6000.
Spartans to inbound, full court pressure by the Statesmen. Tynes will bring it up against R.J. Wright. And a reach-in foul on R.J. Wright.
As physical as the Statesmen are, almost every time they get a foul called on them, they can't believe it.
Yeah. Yep.
Those physical teams never think that they commit a foul.
Inbound by Brooks Ford, gets it into Stepanovic. Looks like it will be Cam Potts on the man-to-man defense all night long on Stepanovic. It has been so far. And Ford.
They call him for the travel. And Kevin, you weren't here for that first game. That's the third time. Oh, no, they called a foul
on Stepanovic
away
for
from
a moving
the play.
Screen. Number 2.
I was going to say, you saw Brooks Ford stumble a little bit there. That's the third time down on that end of the floor tonight. We've seen somebody just kind of skid at that end. Maybe the ice, you know, underneath the surface.
Yeah, because they have a hockey game later. Shot is missed by the Statesmen. Stepanovic with the rebound. Gets it 2 times, and he'll push up the floor in the corner as Leeson. Hesitation move. Nice pass. And a shot by Joey Bender goes down.
There's no question. Evan Asleason is my favorite player.
Calling it early.
Yep.
All right. Ramey. Good pass down on the block. They're just finding that soft spot right there in the middle of the defense. Isaiah Ford, second time tonight. He got a catch and a layup.
Well, and Stepanovic was there, but he's got 2 fouls already, and he couldn't contest the shot.
Ball goes out of bounds, and it will stay with the Spartans. And Ryan Stepanovic looking at his teammates like, why aren't you yelling that Courtney Ramey is coming over to help out? Turned around like someone's got to call that out. Forward to inbound, gets it into Stepanovic. Turns and looks at his coach. Stepanovic behind the back, dribbles in. Shot from the wing is good. A 3 by Brooks Ford.
Brooks Ford, a good-looking basketball player, the 6'2 junior, the son of Travis Ford, the St. Louis University coach. He can score. Had 7 last night, a good offensive player.
R.J. Wright, little too far out this time, and Stepanovic, and a bad pass. Now it's a 4-on-1. Cam Potts pulls from the elbow and got the shot to go down.
Stepanovic with the bad pass, then he was the only guy back because of it, and he just had to get out the way. He can't get that foul.
Especially with his 2 fouls already. And now we're going to have a hand check foul on Courtney Ramey. And they could have called that a few seconds earlier, too.
5th team foul, I think, against Webster. First on Courtney.
Blake Fields is going to check in as R.J. Wright goes out. You miss a shot, you come out of the game, apparently. Forward to inbound, gets it into Stepanovic. Now Western right back into the game. Got a little bit of a rest. 25 to go in the opening quarter. Here's Brooks Ford, straight away to Tynes. Hesitation move with the left hand, hard to the hole. Too hard to the hole, actually. Rebounded by Bender, goes up strong, and he's fouled.
Or he might be my favorite player. I love the way he played last night and the way he's working hard again this evening.
He's definitely called him blue collar last night. He's every bit of that.
6th-team foul against the Statesmen, so the Spartans will be shooting free throws the whole second quarter. The rest of this half, and Joey Bender goes to the free throw line.
And in and out, back in again. Joey Bender gets the point. Looks like Cam Pott might have a little bit of blood or something on his uniform because they took him over to the bench. Maybe not. Maybe he's just getting a drink and they want to have a talk with Jay Blossom about something that's going on out there.
Well, for sure, Cam was getting a drink.
Yeah.
You don't see that often, the guy that's in the game over there down in some gulps, but the free throw's good by Bender.
18-14 our score, and 10 seconds remaining in the opening quarter. Ramey now with 7, now with 5. Top of the key, Pot short-armed it, missed it, rebounded by the Spartans, and they will not get a shot off at the end of the opening quarter. It was a competitive one, 18-14 our score as the Statesmen lead it.
We're going to try to do a recorded commercial. Down in the free throw good by Bender.
18-14 our score, and 10 seconds remaining in the opening quarter.
What if I told you your current equipment could do more?
Hot, short-armed it, missed it, rebounded
Today,
by the Spartans,
Reed
and
Pro has an
they will
answer.
not get a shot off at the end of the opening
Reed
quarter.
Pro
It was
is
a
excited
competitive
to introduce
one.
numerous upgrade kits. Here's a look at a few. Our new feeder house kit offers the convenience items of the new plastic shields that don't bind or bend your current equipment, a reverser breather that eliminates oil spills, and a self-adjusting feeder house chain Reed Pro has an plus the addition of 15% improved. Reed Pro is excited to introduce numerous clean grain kits. Is a complete clean grain system rebuild that improves the capacity of the combine to late model John Deere combines. It improves the flow of clean grain greatly over their original items of the new plastic shields. Our new shoe drive kit eliminates the vibration breather that improves the reliability of the life of the machine. And a self-adjusting. These are just a few of the new kits we will be offering. The addition of 15%. Reed Pro is excited to introduce our clean grain kits. Reed Pro is an investment in your machine. Improves the capacity. Gets you upgrades now, late model, and resale value. Improves the flow of clean grain. If you want better capacity, offers the reliability and resale value. Our new shoe drive kit eliminates the vibration that improves the reliability of the life of the machine. And the self-adjusting. These are just a few of the new kits we will be offering. Plus the addition of 15%. Reed Pro is excited to introduce new.
And welcome back to the Coaches versus Cancer tournament, just underway here in the second quarter. There you saw Courtney Ramey with a drive. They're going to call an alternating possession jump ball. This will favor the Statesmen. 18-15 our score, as I mentioned, early in the second quarter. Potts now far side. Adams for 3, and he knocked it down. Ray Adams. And now Grant Western brings it back across. Bender in between the circles. Now Western on the wing. Stepanovic straight away. Drives into the right side. Scoop shot and gets it to roll in for a bucket for Ryan Stepanovic. 21-17 our score.
I'd like to see him do more of that, Kevin. Just take it to the rim and see if they can't, I don't think they have somebody that can slow him down.
Adams missed the 3, and it's rebounded by Ford. Now Stepanovic in the front court. Long 3 on the way is good from Sean Scoff. 21-20 our score.
Different quarter, different results.
Now it's Ramey driving in, kick out. Adams bounce it. Ford. I'm sorry. Now that was Kotz.
Wow.
And now a 3 from the corner by Courtney Ramey, his second of the evening. 24-20. Western.
It's almost like Courtney Ramey heard me say last night, he doesn't shoot the 3.
I know, he knew. He knows. He doesn't need you to tell him, I don't think, because that's the one part of his game. Everyone's like, well, can he shoot from range? And obviously he can.
He's made 2 of them tonight, hadn't made any all year.
Ford for 3 to answer. Yes!
Wow.
Brooks Ford knocks it down, 24-23. Right, Ramey. There's Potts, he'll drive in, hard to the hole, not strong enough though, and the foul is going to go against one of the Spartans. Looks like it might be on Sean Scoff, number 10.
I think you're right.
Potts will go to the line.
Cam Potts is less heralded than others, but there are a number of smaller schools looking at Cam Potts, some of the lower level schools looking at Cam Potts, the 6'2 senior guard. He's averaging 12.6 points per game. Coming into the tournament, had 16 last night, missed the front end of this free throw opportunity.
Second one on the way. That one's good. 2-point lead for the Statesmen. Western for the Spartans. Now Stepanovic. Here's Scoff. In the corner now, Stepanovic pulls from 17. Silky smooth, and we're tied at 25.
It's so funny to look at a Stepanovic and think of him as a wing player instead of a post player, but he's got some nice outside touch.
Ramey in the corner with it. Now right. Back to Ramey, long three, off iron, no good. Saw that one the whole way. Adams is going to pull it back down. Give it to Pott. Nice hesitation move, took it up, blocked. Ramey there to clean it up, though.
That's one of those plays, Kevin, you talked about where he knows where to go to get that offensive rebound.
Scoff hard to the hole, and he's fouled on the drive before the shot. Foul will go on Ray Adams, number 10.
And it's too bad because Scoff made a beautiful pass right as the foul was occurring. He was going to get a layup for his teammate.
6'3 senior Sean Scoff at the line. Blake Ahern pulls 3 of his 4 extra players off the line to have a quick conference with them as Scoff knocks down the first free throw.
Scoff averages 10. He didn't score in the first half last night, got 6 in the second half, and in the first half of this game has 7. So we've really seen his offensive game the last 2 halves that we've seen.
Got the second one as well. We're tied at 27. Ramey puts on a show, gets down on the block to Ford, and he threw it into the front row.
Good thought. He had Ramey wide open, just fired it too high. And I'm not surprised that DeSmet's playing with him, but I'm surprised that DeSmet's playing with him. What I mean is that they're really giving them all they can handle right now.
Western. Guarded by Potts. Now Ramey is man-to-man on Stepanovic. There's Scoff. Stepanovic. Guarded by Ramey.
You wonder how much those two have played AAU ball together or against each other.
Thing. Scoff missed the shot, but Stepanovic there to clean it up. And DeSmet has a lead, 29-27.
6 in the quarter, 9 in the game for Stepanovic.
And now a 3 by Pott, in and out, no. Scoff with the rebound. And Stepanovic, front court, Western, thought about the 3, pulls it down. Stepanovic will take the long 3 and hit the three-pointer and 1. Foul goes on Cam Pott.
Yeah, Potts came flying out at him and got him across the wrist, Kevin, and Ryan was smart enough to fall down after he got hit, but he buried that, and Potts with the foul, and Jay Blossom can't be happy, but he calls the timeout and claps for his team because he wants to rev them up, not tear them down.
It's been a nice run here for DeSmet. They now lead it by 5, and Stepanovic will have an opportunity to add to that after this timeout. It's a good timeout by Jay Blossom. Everything was going in favor of DeSmet.
Really a bad foul there by Cam Potts. You don't expect Stepanovic to hit that shot, much less you don't want to go foul him. He's 5 feet behind the line. And so not only does it happen to go in, but then you give him the extra opportunity. And so 9 points in this quarter for Ryan Stepanovic and 12 in the game. And shockingly, really, they're up by 5.
Yeah, they're giving him a game, and this is the kind of thing that, we kind of saw Webster Groves, cruise through St. Charles West last night. They're getting tested a little bit this evening. I would say more than tested. They're down by 5 midway through the second quarter.
Stepanovic will go to the free throw line, a 77% free throw shooter coming into this tournament.
And he missed it. Adams with the rebound. Ramey will bring it up for the Statesmen. They'll back it out. Still that zone defense by the Spartans.
It's been effective, really.
Now they come out of it. As soon as Wright got his hands on it, now they're going to come out of it just a little bit. Wright will pull for three and hit it. And it was a nice pulling guard, Isaiah Ford. Did you see that?
Yes.
That was an illegal screen if I've ever seen one.
Well, the DeSmet player was trying to push his way through him like a rushing defensive end.
He was hitting the blocking sled. Stepanovic for three again, missed it. This time, though, it's rebounded by Scoff in the corner.
Boy, Scoff had cut through the lane, was wide open, and his teammate missed him. And then he ended up getting the offensive rebound. The guy doesn't quit playing.
Foul on Isaiah Ford.
Second on Isaiah.
And stepping to the line will be Clayton Stevens, as that is foul number 10 on the Statesman.
Stevens averages 7 coming into the tournament, had 4 last night, hasn't scored yet today, misses the free throw, and Adams will go out and he'll be replaced by Blake Fields.
Clayton Stevens, second one on the way, missed them both. Ramey with the rebound. Chance to tie, maybe take the lead. Jump stop, good pass, down to teammate Ford, layup good and one.
Western reached around, tried to block it, fouled him instead. And the bucket goes in for Ford, and the foul and the opportunity for the old-fashioned three-point play.
As Leeson back into the game, Scoff will go out, and with this free throw by Isaiah Ford, the Statesmen could reclaim the lead. And they do.
Ford averages 11. He has 7 points tonight here in the first half.
33-32, under 3 minutes remaining in the first half. Brooks Ford with the touch. Now Grant Western will drive in, and they're going to whistle him for the travel.
Boy, the defender went for the steal. Western was wide open, and it just got in a hurry to drive it to the rim and traveled.
Here comes Butler for the Statesmen back into the game. Blake Fields. Now Butler. Right. Fields in the corner. Now Ramey. Near side right for three. Missed it. And the rebound by Stepanovic.
Well, he has to have 7, 8, 9 rebounds in this first half.
Brings it up. And the corner now. Goes off of the hand. Goes off of Ramey and out of bounds.
Active defensively is Courtney Ramey and Webster Groves, and Blake Ahern wants a timeout. And Kevin, I looked up and down the numbers before we started this tournament. This DeSmet team shoots the free throws pretty good, and you would imagine they would because of who their head coach
Their
is.
coach, exactly. Didn't he lead the nation
several times?
Several times at Missouri State in free throw percentage, somewhere around the 92-93 range, I think.
We're going to attempt another recorded commercial.
State Farm National Bureau of Assists agent Cliff Paul is a visionary assister, just like his twin brother, Chris Paul.
And no, we're not. Couldn't get the volume up on that one, and we're
Just
still
kidding.
Just working on some of the technical things there. But yeah, I mean, he was 89. He was 89, 92%. I mean, over several years, he was, I think, still the number one free throw shooter in the history of the NCAA, Blake Ahern, when he was at Missouri State.
Just looking around the gym a little bit, Harry, we see Cam Hilton sitting over to our left. Of course, the defensive back from the University of Missouri, watching his former school and in some cases former teammates as well. He was a standout for the basketball team. And a little bit earlier, we saw some other dignitaries. Drew Hanlon is here as well for the Statesmen. We saw him walking around. Lob pass to Stepanovic, missed it, and the rebound by Ramey. Hard to the hole on the other end.
And Scoff was going to run out to the foyer. I mean, not Scoff, for Ramey.
Ramey.
Scoff fouled him. Stevens did, my bad.
Not to be forgotten, maybe the most famous DeSmet alum, Frank Cusimano, was in the house earlier.
Well, there you go. News Channel 5 sports director now, Frank Cusimano.
Ramey with the free throw. And his team now up by 2. Kevin Butler checks out. And the first action of the evening for Dallas King, number 30, just came in. Second one by Ramey. No good as Stepanovic rebounds, and we'll give it to Western to run the point. Grant Western, guarded by Blake Fields. Get it on the block. Stepanovic in the corner now, forward for 3, left it short. And the alternating possession will favor the Spartans, so they will keep possession, I believe.
It looks
they
like
don't know it, but they're going to keep possession.
They don't know.
They are a little confused.
That was an odd play. They lobbed it into Stepanovic. Could have taken the shot. Instead, rifled it to the near corner for the 3-point opportunity. I thought he could have taken it up strong there.
Brooks forward to inbound, gets it in to Stepanovic, and his shot was blocked. Stevens there to clean it up and got it to go down. Clayton Stevens, the 6'6 senior, ties us up at 34.
Good basketball game here. The number 10 trying to knock off number 2.
And now a good look down low. Dallas King gets the layup.
Courtney Ramey is so good at finding his teammates.
Minute and a half left to go in the opening half. Here's Asleason for 3. Yes!
Told you he's my favorite player.
Evan Asleason knocks down the 3. And DeSmet on top, 37-36.
Younger brother of Mike Asleason, assistant coach at Missouri Baptist University. Evan Asleason has really had a kind of a coming out party here at Merrimack.
Ramey to Potts, hard to the hole, got fouled. They might get Stevens here.
Yeah, when Clayton Stevens fouls you, you know it.
You've been fouled.
He drove Ramey out to the foyer. That time he just clubbed Cam Potts, and Cam will go to the free throw line. 63% free throw shooter coming into the tournament, Cam Potts.
And his first one is good. Ties us up at 37.
6 points in the game for Cam. He averages 12.6.
One minute remaining in the first half. And hit the rim 3, 4, 5 times before falling through. And Webster Groves now leads it. Spartans. 50 seconds left to go in the first half. Grant Western with a count on. Now, bad pass that time by Stevens. Stolen by Dallas King. Tries to go coast to coast. And now Ramey comes up with it. Drives baseline. Hangs from 10. Got it.
Great body control. Asleason all over him. Knocked it down anyway. And now they lead by 3.
Western with 20 seconds remaining in the first half. Stepanovic guarded by Ramey with 15.
Wants somebody to come set a pick.
Yeah, I don't know that he's going to be able to drive by him with 10, now with 8, now with 7. Crosses over. Asleason, long 3. Nope. Tipped up and probably not even going to get a shot off. They do, but it's well short. And we go to the half. We got quite a contest going on here. It is 40-37 in favor of DeSmet. And Harry, I don't know too many people that would have thought this game would be this close at the half.
Spartans great first half, still down by 3, however, because Webster's really good. But that was a great first half for the Spartans, and I think a good test really for Webster Groves tonight.
Yeah, I think so too. They're definitely getting pushed a little bit more than they did last night against St. Charles West, and Spartans very determined out there, only trail by 3 at the half.
We'll take a timeout. You're watching the Coaches vs. Cancer High School Holiday Tournament right here on Valley Hoops Insider and PrepSportsShowcase.com, powered by Lou Views. First half still down by 3, however, because Webster's really good. But that was a great first half for the Spartans, and I think a good test really
What if
for
I
Webster
told you
Groves tonight.
Your current
I think
equipment
so too. They're definitely
could do more.
pushed a little bit more than they did last night against St. Charles West. And,
Today,
very
Reed Pro
determined out there.
has an
We trail
answer.
by 3.
Take a timeout. You're watching the
Reed Pro is excited
High School
to introduce
Holiday
numerous
Tournament
upgrade
right
kits.
here on Valley
Here's a
View
look
Insider
at a few.
and Prep Sports
Our new feeder house kit
That was a great first
offers the
half of
convenience
season.
items
And I think
of the new plastic What if I shields told
Oh,
that
you
don't bind or bend your current
I think so
equipment, a
too.
reverser
They're
breather
definitely
that eliminates oil
than they
spills,
did, last night against
and
St.
a
Charles
self-adjusting
West.
today feeder house chain
Reed
type
Pro
has an plus the addition of 15% improved. Reed Pro is excited to introduce numerous clean grain kits. Is a complete look at a clean grain system rebuild that improves the capacity of the combine to late model John Deere programs. It improves the flow of clean grain greatly over their convenience items of the new plastic shields. Our new shoe drive kit eliminates the vibration breather that improves the reliability of the life of the machine. And self-adjusting. These are just a few of the new kits we will be plus the addition of 15%. Reed Pro is excited to introduce numerous clean grain kits. Reed Pro is an investment in your machine. Improves the capacity. Gets you upgrades now, late model, and resale value. Late improves the flow of clean grain. If you want better capacity, offers the reliability and resale value. See your new shoe drive kit eliminates the vibration that improves the reliability of the life of the machine. And self-adjusting. These are just a few of the new kits we will be plus the addition of 15%. Reed Pro is excited.
Welcome back. It's halftime here at the fourth quarter final from the 2016 Coaches versus Cancer Holiday Tournament with Harry Schrader. I am Kevin Paulus, and got a good one here at the break. 40-37, the Statesmen of Webster Groves High School leading the Spartans of DeSmet. Fourth quarter final, but eighth game of the day, Harry. It's been a full day of basketball beginning at 9 o'clock this morning, and this is our final matchup of the evening.
Yeah, Kevin, and good basketball all day long. Way back at 9 a.m. in the morning, Lafayette played Kirkwood, and the Lancers win it 61-49. They make it to the consolation semifinal. The 16 seed lives on in the consolation bracket. Kirkwood falls down to the other consolation kind of bracket. And then at 10:30, Eureka knocks off Marquette 59-40. Eureka, the 13 seed, goes to that semifinal of the consolation bracket. Jennings knocks off Troy make it 50-46. And the 6 seed will play the 7 seed Parkway West in that other semifinal as the Longhorns defeat St. Charles West 44-38. Then your number 1 seed tipped it off at 3:30 against Lindbergh. And I thought the Flyers played a pretty nice game, saw most of that game. But St. Mary's wins at 65-48. CVC loses by 1 to Hazelwood Central 63-62, and that was a terrific basketball game to watch. So it'll be Hazelwood Central against St. Mary's in the semifinals. Then SLU knocks off Vianney, and I don't have that score written down. SLU wins by 10, 12 points in that game, the first game we brought to you tonight on the Prep Sports Showcase. And so the number 3 seed, St. Louis U High Junior Billikens, will be in the semifinal tomorrow night that we'll have for you at 8 p.m. And then the winner of this game will take them on. And so full day yesterday, full day today, and a full day tomorrow.
Yeah, and so far we have number 1 against number 5 in the first semifinal, and number 3 awaits the winner of this one. So, 3 of the top 5 seeds have gone through, and we could have 4 of the top 5 making it to the semifinals. So lots of good basketball, a few upsets along the way, but you kind of see the cream maybe rising to the top as we get in a couple games into this tournament.
Yeah, and still number 10 here is trying to crash the party, just down 37-40. And I thought Blake Ahern's team played really smart basketball. And there was a little stretch there, Kevin, when Webster went on a 10-0 run, when the Spartans looked out of sorts and they were in a hurry and kind of doing some uncharacteristic things. Good timeout by Blake Ahern, brought them all together. And then after that, they played good hoop all over again and actually regained the lead at one point, but are right in this game.
Yeah, absolutely. And I hate to keep harping on last night's game, Webster Groves and St. Charles West, but we talked about how St. Charles West was almost playing very tentative because they knew how skilled Webster Groves was. You don't get that feel from DeSmet. They don't feel like they're overmatched. They're just playing basketball, and that confidence, I think, has really helped them in this game. They know that they can stick around with Webster Groves, and they, in fact, led by, 4 or 5 points in that second quarter. So no reason to believe that they can't, pull this off.
Spartans trailing the Statesmen 40-37. Great sponsors, Reed Pro, Doug Rupp, State Farm Insurance Agency. But Kevin, tell us about Lou Fuse.
Lou Fuse Automotive Network, 11 locations all around the St. Louis area. Currently, they're 10-10-10 event going on, and you're like, well, what's that all about? Well, basically, they will get you a down payment and financing within 10 minutes. You take a 10-minute test drive, and then you can enter to win $10,000. They call it the 10-10-10 event, and your opportunity to score some extra holiday cash is going to end at midnight on Saturday night, December 31st. So get out to any of the 11 Lou Fuse Automotive Network locations and ask about the 10-10-10 event. And we really appreciate them being the title sponsor of our Prep Sports Showcase coverage of the 2016 Coaches versus Cancer Holiday Tournament.
Some fresh tweets from Trent Champagne. You remember him from last night. He
St. Charles West.
Tweeting out some of the stuff we've been doing here on the PrepSportsShowcase.com, and a nice new website that I've learned about, Gateway. I put it away. I can't remember the name. Let me say it.
As soon as you put the phone down, you forgot.
Well, I'm going to say it properly. Gateway Sports Venue. You want to go to that website. Josh Huff is a young man that's he gets out to games like this and just shoots volume after volume of video of these games and just posts it. So you can get up and watch highlights of games. He's been here today doing some games, and he was leaving here and going over to MICDS and Gateway Sports Venue. You want to check out his website, and he was tweeting out about our game as well. But he's doing some great stuff. A relatively new website. You want to get over and check that one out.
And it's interesting that you say that because, I'm at my day job today, and, I'm kind of flipping through Twitter, and I was like, Gateway Sports Venue, I've never seen this before. And I started reading their tweets. So, that's a great place to go. I just noticed it for the first time today, and already I want to see what kind of new content they have on there.
Well, he was over here shooting video earlier today, and he and I talked a little bit before some of the games that we were doing here tonight. And a young man, journalism student at Missouri Baptist University, started doing some writing on high school football and a few highlights in the fall. And winter, he has just gone crazy with basketball highlights. So Gateway Sports Venue is a neat new site for people like us that love high school basketball.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, I can't wait to see what else is up. I mean, we obviously know quite a bit what's going on at this tournament, but there's a lot of other basketball around, and have some coverage of that as well.
40-37, a couple of unofficial scoring points for you. First for Webster Groves, Courtney Ramey with 12 points in that first half, and Kevin, he had to have had 5 or 6 assists. He was terrific. 7 points for Isaiah Ford and 7 points for Cam Potts. Ray Adams hit a triple. R.J. Wright hit 3 of them for 9 points. Dallas King had a bucket. And Kevin, unofficially, 6 3-pointers in the first half for Webster Groves. For DeSmet, they're 4-3 and trying to knock off the number 2 seed. 12 points for Ryan Stepanovich, 8 points for Scoff, 6 for Brooks Ford, 5 for Asleason, 4 for Joey Bender, and 2 for Stevens. And unofficially, 6 3-pointers for DeSmet as well.
And they're keeping themselves in the game with those 3-pointers. They definitely can hit it from the outside, and most of them have been open looks because they pass the ball exceedingly well so far tonight.
We're about ready to go, and Kevin Pauls is going to bring us the play-by-play of this third quarter and the second half. And Kevin, I'm excited about how this third and fourth quarter are going to turn out.
This is a tight game so far.
High school players coming over to see Coach Travis Ford from SLU to get his autograph.
Yeah, sitting literally 5 feet away from us. We're underway, second half, and Ramey has it. Long 3 from him, no good, and the rebound goes through Stepanovich and ends up with Cam Potts. In the corner, Adams for 3, in and out, no. Stepanovich hard for the rebound this time.
He's got to be in double digits in rebounds. The young man's played a nice basketball game.
Long pass into the front court to Western. Spartans try to get on the board here early in the second half. This is Scoff. Sean Scoff, lob pass to Stepanovic, a little out of his reach. Going the other way, Isaiah Ford drives in, layup good.
A little loose with the basketball, cost them the bucket, now down by 5.
Western, front court, Asleason now. There's Western. Stevens now on the block. Good move that time by Grant Western, and the layup's good.
Great pass from the wing.
Sean Scoff with a nice assist. Ramey in the front court now. His team up by 3. 1 minute into the second half.
You know,
Adams.
Travis Ford's done a great job recruiting the St. Louis area since coming along, and he's got to be looking at Courtney Ramey, trying to drag him along with Cartier Gordon, who's on his way there. And should be an interesting way to watch Travis Ford recruit the St. Louis area. Already has Jordan Goodwin from the east side.
Making those inroads in his first full season at the helm. And Butler now to Ramey. Just underway here in the second half. Isaiah Ford pops from 15. And it's good. 44-39 our score. DeSmet obviously moving left to right here in the second half. In the corner, Asleason, guarded by Potts. Now to the wing, bounce it high. There's Scoff. Now Western, top of the key, Stevens. Asleason, now Scoff. Western straight away. Pounds it a couple times, kick out. 3 on the way by Scoff is good. Now Ramey in the front court for the Statesman. Wanted a pick, didn't get it. Potts straight away, Butler, now Ramey. Ramey behind the back, shoots a pass down to Ford, and that's the 3rd time tonight. He's gotten the easy layup, but that was a nice dish by Ramey.
He finds the open man so well. And part of that is his size, Kevin. He can get the pass up and over the smaller guards, as well as he's athletic enough to get it through them.
Stepanovic hard to the hole, and the layup is good. 46-44 our score.
14 points for Ryan Stepanovic.
Now Ramey. Butler back to Ramey, thought about the 3, pulls it down, passes to Pot, hard to the hole, and 1.
Cam Potts hard through some people, laid it up and in, drew the foul, good body control, and he'll go to the free throw line.
Stevens picks up the foul, and Joey Bender will come in for him. Just number 3 on Stevens. Cam Potts will go to the line. His team up by 4. Just over 5 minutes remaining in this third quarter. Cam's free throw is good.
10 points for Cam Potts.
Grant Western, Asleason for 3. No, that was too flat. Got his own rebound, though. Gets it down to Stepanovic. Nice dish over to Scoff, and the layup is good.
You see Ryan Stepanovic willing to give up. He could have forced that up, but a great dish.
Ramey in the corner. Skips far corner. Now Adams holding it high in between the circles. Butler on the far side now. And Adams trying to match up in the middle of that zone with Cam Potts. And the long shot is no good. Good box out by Scoff, and they come the other way. Western in the front court, and he traveled. Nope,
foul.
They're going to call a foul on Adams. Looked like he might have traveled on the step through. I thought he did anyway.
3rd foul on Adams.
And he'll go out. Checking in, R.J. Wright.
All R.J. Wright did in the first half is knock down 3 3-pointers.
I was going to say, he's lethal from the outside. Bender. Now there's Ford. He just came back in. Brooks Ford had it. Now Scott. And a tip. They're going to say it was not tipped by Ramey. It just went straight out of bounds.
Blake Ahern off the bench to plead his case, but the officials jog in the other direction. Unforced error. They've had a couple of those here in the third quarter. They might be winning this game, and a deflection out of bounds nicely by Scoff.
Scoff got a hand on it. They were trying to get it to Isaiah Ford in the corner.
It's interesting. It'll be interesting, rather, to see how Webster Groves plays once Cartier Gordon gets involved in this team come January when he becomes eligible. How it changes them.
Yeah. Ramey shoots a pass down to Cam Potts, who lost it, but he saves it back in to Ramey. Now he'll drive in hard to the hole, had it blocked, but he is fouled.
Joey Bender will pick up the foul.
Going to the line, the junior, Courtney Ramey, 6'4".
Hasn't scored yet in this half, had 12 in the first half, and now he has scored here in the second.
Next one on the way, got them both. Lead is 5 for the Statesmen. Scoff to inbound, got it into Western. Now Stepanovic, 3-on-2 if they hustle. And a 3 from Ford from the corner, and he hit it.
He has 3 threes tonight. They've made 8 of them, and they're back within 2.
R.J. Wright had it for a moment. Now he gets it back. He's going to try to match him with a 3, and he does. R.J. Wright, and a timeout taken by Jay Blossom with 3:17 left to go in the third quarter. 30-second timeout taken by Webster Groves.
7 3-pointers for the Statesmen, 8 3-pointers for the Spartans. Both of them shooting at a high percentage. Kevin, and you know, as great a job as STLtoday.com does in covering high school sports, they're only as good as the data they get. And so I don't trust any of the shooting percentages I see on that website. For example, last night some of the teams some of the players in this tournament made 2 or 3 3-pointers without attempting any. And so I know that their percentages aren't right, but often their raw numbers are correct.
Right.
And you know, when you see 7, 8 3-pointers in a game at a high school level, that's a terrific basketball game.
And we have that already for Webster Groves, I think, for both teams, actually.
7 for Webster and 8 for DeSmet.
Yeah. Good shooting tonight in this last quarterfinal. Grant Western, guarded by Butler. Bender. Now Western. Straight away, Brooks Ford has it. Far side now to Scoff. He'll drive baseline. Hard to the hole, missed it short. Tip out, though, comes to Stepanovic. Hard in and got it to go down.
Boy, Blake Ahern was crying out for a foul on that drive. Didn't get it, but Ahern make it. Stepanovic did get the lay-in.
54-51. Statesman on top. Ramey bounces it. Potts, top of the key. Kick out Butler. Straight away Ramey. On the block now Ford. Got mugged. Joey Bender is going to pick up another foul. And again, they have found that 3-4 times tonight.
Yeah, and I'm telling
Scoff
you, Courtney
actually
Ramey can find that guy. And you're right, Ford did get mugged. But he's making a living hanging around the baseline waiting for that bullet pass from Courtney Ramey.
Sean Scoff actually picks up the foul, number 3 on him, and Isaiah Ford gets the free throw to go down.
He has 7 this half, 14 in the game, came to the tournament averaging 11, had 8 points and 5 rebounds last night in their win over St. Charles West.
Next one is good as well. 56-51 our score. Josiah Tynes back into the game for the Spartans. And a bad pass, saved though by Scoff. Now they're going to charge in, and a charging foul.
You think?
Kevin Butler took the charge. Scoff picks up number 4.
He went barreling in, and I think Kevin Butler had a sandwich sitting there. He was there so long. That was an easy call.
56-51 our score as the Statesmen have the basketball. Evan Asleason will come back in after the next whistle. Long shot by Wright is no good. Tip out by Butler. Back to Ramey. In the corner, R.J. Wright again. Rimming, no. Tipped up, no. Comes down to Butler. In the corner now, Ramey for an open three. Yes.
Well, they were 1 for 3 on that trip, but they hit their 8th one of the game, and they lead by 8.
Timeout taken by Blake Ahern. 59-51 our score, as the Statesmen were crashing the glass and got paid off with that three-pointer by Ramey.
State Farm National Bureau of Assists agent Cliff Paul is a visionary assister, just like his twin brother, Chris Paul.
That's right. So I'll talk about Doug Rupp, State Farm Insurance Agency anyway. 314-894-6000. Doug Rupp, a dynamic State Farm Insurance agent. Big high school basketball fan, by the way. Loves the hoop, loves the college basketball scene as well. So you can call Doug and talk about basketball, but listen, great agencies are out there. Great insurance companies are out there. State Farm is an industry leader. But at the end of the day, it's about customer service. And Doug Rupp at State Farm Insurance, 314-894-6000, is as good as they get. I told this story last night. I called him up and said, hey, I think I need insurance on this and this, and I need to boost my coverage on that and that. And he said, no, you don't. Listen, your coverage is fine. Don't pay me more money than you're already paying me. Just your coverage is fine. I'm like, all right.
There's not many agents that would do that.
Turned down free money. So he's not a sponsor because we begged him to be. He's a sponsor because he's my agent. He's somebody I really believe in and want to support. Doug Rupp, State Farm Insurance Agent in South County, 314-894-6000.
Pivotal point in this game as DeSmet finds themselves down by 8 late in the third quarter. Asleason tried to get it to Spanovich, tipped out by Cam Potts.
Well, he was really being bothered by Courtney Ramey, and Ramey about 3-4 inches taller than Asleason. Then he tried to lob it into Stepanovic, but the athletic Cam Potts was in the way.
Forward inbounds. Now Tynes will drive it in. Gets cut off nicely along the baseline. Got it to Joey Bender, but got in a bit of a hurry. Had to go off his hands and out of bounds.
Tried to take it up before he caught it. Costly, unforced error by the Spartans.
Ramey now in the front court. R.J. Wright. Another three. Nope. This time Stepanovic gets the rebound. And Tynes will bring it up. Wearing number 23, so he has to be good, right, Harry?
That's what I always say.
Yeah. Brooks Ford.
Whoops.
Just got picked clean by Ramey. Bounce pass Isaiah Ford, and he's fouled.
Good foul by Evan Asleason. Just disrupted the play, didn't let him make the layup, and making Isaiah Ford earn the points instead with under a minute to go in the third quarter.
Just first foul on Evan. Grant Western will check in right after this first free throw by Ford. Nope, in and out. Also back in Ray Adams for the Statesmen. And Scoff is going to come back in with his 4 fouls, and Stepanovic will go have a seat.
Really a good opportunity to get him a long layoff if you keep him out the whole rest of this quarter and then the quarter break. Gives Stepanovic a good breather.
Ford's free throw is good. And coming back in is number 30, Dallas King for the Statesmen. Lead is 9, biggest of the night, I believe, by the Statesmen. Spartans need a bucket. Under 50 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Asleason bounces it. Now Scoff, guarded by Potts. Curls into the paint, kick out Western. Now Asleason. Bender. 30 seconds left to go in this third quarter. Brooks Ford and Scoff now has it.
Running a little bit of a delay are the Spartans. 19 seconds now left in the quarter.
Now there's 15. They will play for the last shot. They ran it down this far. Now Western straight away with 8. Drives in the corner. Ford for 3. Yes! Brooks Ford hits it And now at the buzzer, Ramey with a long shot, no good. And after 3 quarters, we still have a basketball game. It's a 6-point lead for Webster Groves as we head to the 4th.
Kevin, that was a gigantic 3 by Brooks Ford. He's only hit 4 of them tonight. They've hit 9 of them, and they cut the lead to 6 instead of being down by 9. That's a huge, huge bucket by the junior, Brooks Ford.
Yeah, late in the 3rd quarter, we talked about that. The biggest lead of the night has been 9 by the Statesmen, and now you get a little bit of momentum heading into the 4th. Only down by 2 possessions, so we'll see what occurs here in the 4th. But I'm impressed with the way that DeSmet, win or lose tonight, they played a very good basketball game.
You can see the score there, 60-54. Our cameraman tonight, Jacob Virtue. That other voice, Kevin Paulus. I'm Harry Schrader. We're so glad to be with you tonight on PrepSportsShowcase.com and ValleyHoopsInsider.com, bringing you the Coaches versus Cancer Holiday High School Basketball Tournament from Merrimack Community College. And Kevin, we've run a few spots for Reed Pro, but tell us about that.
Yeah, Reed Pro, it's basically like almost a new line or a new lease on life, I guess you would say, for a John Deere tractor. As I gave the analogy last night, you trade in a car and, it's not worth as much as it was when it's new. Well, you multiply that when you talk about the number of dollars that you're going to spend on new farming equipment. Reed Pro actually gives you the opportunity to almost retrofit your old tractor, in some cases making it even more productive than a brand new tractor. So it kind of fills that void between a new or used John Deere tractor. I invite you to check them out. If you're on the Prep Sports Showcase website right now, just click on the link for Reed Pro. It takes you right to their website and you can find out more.
Well, I'm going to check out Reed Pro. We have a big old John Deere tractor at our church. We do all the lawn mowing.
There you go. Maybe not that big, but.
Oh, it's big.
Rebound by Asleason. And in the front court is Western. Now Stepanovic pounds it once. Good spin move and score it, but they call him for the charge.
That's not a good call.
That's a terrible call.
That's not a good call. He was spinning away from the defender and might have bumped him with his butt a little bit, but that is not a good call.
That's a terrible call. Stepanovic picks up his 3rd. Ramey now on the front court. And he gets stripped by Grant Western in the front court. Now here goes Brooks Ford, hard to the hole, good. Back within 4 are the Spartans.
Good game. It's a good game, and this Spartan team is spirited. I like their spunk.
I'm just laughing because Blake Ahern has not taken his eyes off of that official that called the charge. He was just staring at him the whole time. He wasn't even watching the play. He was just staring at that official who's standing right now right in front of the Statesman bench. Cam Potts misses the shot. Stepanovic with the rebound. Front court. Now a pound for Bender. Too strong, though.
He was a little out of control, so his momentum made the ball go out the window too hard.
Ramey, good pass to Isaiah Ford. Second chance opportunity, and they're going to call
a
foul on Ryan Stepanovic. I'll bet you.
I'll bet
this goes against Ryan Stepanovic. And Blake Ahern is going to hand the official the ball instead of throwing it to him because he wants to have a word with him. Now they're going to have a conference.
I think they're going to talk this over. I don't think there was a foul there at all, Kevin. I think there was. Well, I think a technical foul has been called, actually.
Okay. We're
I think
send
a
the teams
technical
to
foul
the benches.
has been called.
Delay of game on DeSmet.
You can see the official there right in front of us. Talking it over now with Blake Ahern. As you mentioned, the ball came all the way down here to Blake Ahern. And that's all it was. They did call the foul on Stepanovic. He got his hand up in the net. They could have called him for goaltending, but he wasn't anywhere near the shooter. He's had 2 tough calls go against him here in the last 30, 40 seconds.
Number 4 on Stepanovic.
But you can't take him out. You're down 4, and he's your guy. I'm telling you, he's got to have a dozen rebounds, and he has 16 points. He's been terrific tonight. And Ford is making a living both at the line and around the basket tonight.
R.J. Wright comes back in for Ray Adams for the Statesmen as they lead by 5.
Kevin, now 9 3-pointers by the Spartans and 8 by the Statesmen.
Ford's second is good. Lead is 6. 6.5 remaining in the game.
18 points for Isaiah Ford.
Blake Ahern having a little conference with that official during the play, all the way down in the corner. Brooks Ford, lob pass to Stepanovic, tipped out of there by Ramey. Here comes the run by the Statesman. Ramey is fouled by Grant Webster.
Oh, it's not Scoff, right? My bad.
I think it's on Western.
Yeah, I think you're right. I was thinking it was Scoff. I'll tell you what happened there. Ryan Stepanovic is open. He's got his man shielded off, but Ramey, the help side defense, came over and intercepted the pass.
I think also Blake Ahern is pointing out it is 8 fouls to 1 in the second half.
Ramey makes the free throw. He has 6 points this half, 18 points in the game. He's been brilliant passing the basketball.
And the next one's good by Ramey as well. Grant Western. Team down by 8. Now it's Asleason in the corner. Started by Ramey. Giving him everything he can handle. Now we're going to have a foul on Courtney Ramey. And a little bit of a cheer from the DeSmet faithful.
There wasn't a lot of contact there, and right after Blake Ahern had pointed out that they were down 8 fouls to 1, a ticky-tack foul called against Webster.
Inbound by Brooks Ford. Grant Western, his team down by 8, 5:40 left to go on the block, and now we're going to have another foul against. And I will say this: that was a foul. Cam Potts had him by the arm, and Stepanovic was trying to post up. And now Jay Blossom is going to call timeout.
That's a good timeout by Jay Blossom. All of a sudden, the officials are thinking a little bit more about fouls on the guys wearing black instead of fouls on guys on the white. And I'm going to take a little timeout here, kind of change the momentum.
Yeah, just change the conversation right now with 5:40 left to go in the game. An 8-point lead for the Statesmen as the number 2 seed is taking on the number 10. Is that right? Am I right there? Yeah, number 10 seed in DeSmet. Winner of this one will play St. Louis U High. They are the number 3 seed in the tournament. So far, number 1 St. Mary's will take on Hazelwood Central, the number 5 seed in the first semifinal tomorrow. The nightcap will be the number 3 seed St. Louis U High against the winner of this contest.
Good look at that DeSmet huddle there by our cameraman Jacob Virtue tonight with 5:40 to go. And Blake Ahern trying to draw up some things for his guys about how to defend and how to slow down this really athletic and defensive-minded Webster team that creates so much offense out of defense.
DeSmet will have the ball as we come out of this timeout. The second foul of the game against Cam Potts is what sent us to that timeout. Western to inbound, does get it in to Brooks Ford, and he traveled.
And threw it away.
Turnover anyway, 2-on-1 going the other way. Ramey drives in and got the shot to go down.
Boy, he dragged the ball behind him and then laid it in. He's smooth.
Double-digit lead now for the Statesmen. They lead by 10. Scoff with his 4 fouls back in the game. Now it's Ford. Straight away Western. Scoff off a screen. Now at high, Stepanovic guarded by Pott. Good look down to Asleason, and the layup's good.
That was a great pass by Ryan Stepanovic.
Now in the front court off of Cam Potts, and they say deflected off of the Spartans and out of bounds.
Asleason's first bucket of the second half, 7 points in the game for the sophomore.
Kevin Butler to inbound. Count is on, gets it to Isaiah Ford in the corner. Now Ramey.
And a man-to-man defense, I think.
Little bit of a, yeah, I think they are going to come out and play man now.
First time tonight, I think the Spartans have gone man with 4:40 to go in the game.
Looks like the Statesmen are just going to run some time here. Ramey drives in. Hands it off to right. Stolen out of there by Brooks Ford. They'll go the other way. He's going to drive in on Cam Pott. Layup is good. Cam Pott tried to draw the charge.
And could have called the foul, really. Not on Ford, but on Potts, but he got the bucket.
66-60 our score. Cam Potts. Someone's got to come out and guard him. They at least want the count.
16 points now for Brooks Ford, the 6'2 junior.
Cam Potts will drive in the corner. RJ Wright for three. No, rebounded by Stepanovic. Now it's Western in the front court. In the corner, Asleason pounds it. Runner, good. Back down to 4.
No fear for the 5'11 sophomore guard.
Ramey off a high screen by Ford, pulls from 15, left it short, rebound fought for, and it belongs to the Statesman.
Courtney Ramey kind of short-armed that one, wasn't really confident going up.
Ramey to inbound. Gets it in to Butler. Now back in the corner. Driving on Western, and a foul on Grant Western.
Tell you what Grant Western did that time. He didn't really get him with the body, was fouling, but he got his hands extended.
Reaching with his hands.
Got to keep those hands back.
Number 3 on Western as Ramey goes to the line. First one is good.
.22 points now unofficially for Courtney Ramey, now 23.
Lead is 6. Nearing 3 minutes left to go. Grant Western drives in, kicks out in the corner. Asleason, open look, Scoff for 3. Yes! Cuts the lead in half.
10th three-pointer of the night for the DeSmet Spartans.
3-point lead, 3 minutes left. Statesmen are going to be patient, it looks like. Ramey backs it out again, off the screen by Ford. Blake Ahern trying to get his team to come out, play some defense. Ramey passes 2-4, lost it, got it back, goes strong, missed it again, tipped around, controlled by who? Still Butler, now Isaiah Ford off glass and good. Hard work that time by the Statesmen on the glass.
They were relentless. They were going to get that ball no matter what.
Up by 5 are the Statesmen. And now we're going to have a timeout taken by Blake Ahern, a 30-second timeout with 2:10 left to go in the game.
You can see the scoreboard there, and Kevin mentioned the 2:10. Want to tell you about our friend Doug Rupp, the State Farm Insurance Agent, 314-894-6000. Give him a call for any of your insurance needs. Doug Rupp at State Farm. But our title sponsor, Kevin, Lou Fuse Automotive, their network. Talk about them.
Yeah, Lou Fuse Automotive Network, it's your last chance to get the lowest price and payment in 10 minutes or less. Take a 10-minute test drive and enter to win $10,000 this month. They call it the 10-10-10 event. All right, but hurry, winning some extra holiday cash ends December 31st. So go check out any of the 11 area Lou Fuse Automotive Network locations to learn more about the 10-10-10 event. We really appreciate them as the title sponsor here of the Prep Sports Showcase.
I'm glad to be with you tonight. Still plenty to go here for this game.
Stepanovic off a high screen. Gets it over to Western. In the corner, Asleason. Back to Western. Puts a move on Butler. Kick out. And Ford thought about the 3. Long 3 by Scoff is no good. And the rebound to Isaiah Ford. Ramey will bring it up with 1:45 left. Time on their side as they're up by 5.
Bad choice by Scuff that time. He was leaning back, took a shot, guy in his face. He just made one the time before, but stepped into it. And he was further out the last time, but stepped in it, had a good look. That time, not as good a choice.
Courtney Ramey putting on a dribbling clinic here. Now he'll drive hard to the hole and get fouled. Grant Western, I believe, fouled him, and it'll be number 4 on Grant. Courtney Ramey going to the line. He has had himself a pretty good evening.
Yeah, 22 points, a whole passel of assists. He's been terrific again tonight.
Got another one. Lead is 6, 1:26 left. Ramey.
I think 25 points now for Courtney Ramey tonight.
I believe you might be right. Grant Western in the corner as Leeson. Now it's Grant Western drives in. The runner left it too strong, goes out of bounds, and that could have been the last breath for the Spartans as the Statesmen will have it.
I'm telling you, Blake Ahern wants to win this basketball game, but when he puts his head on the pillow tonight, he's going to say, my guys performed.
Yeah, they did. They did. Callan Brown is going to come into the game. He could be the designated fouler because we haven't seen him at all. Now he's going to have to chase some guys down to foul him, and that's what he's going to do. He gets some hands on Potts. He is the designated fouler as Potts will go to the line. And again, whenever Blake Ahern has the opportunity, he comes over, he leans on the table, he goes, so, 3 fouls in 1 half. 3. You know, and it's not even the official score that he's complaining. Just anyone that'll listen. 3 fouls in an entire half, he said. Potts. There he is again. Does that make sense? He's working his case right now.
Well, he's talking to one of the
other officials
that isn't officiating this game.
Potts missed the first one. Blake, the tip out, and now Ramey has it with a minute left, and he is going to get it over to R.J. Wright, and the foul committed by Evan Asleason.
Well, they got Cam Potts to miss 2 free throws, and then they didn't get the rebound. They had a chance there to still snag a chance, still have a chance at this game, but they didn't get the rebound.
Blake Ahern says, I try to help them out as much as possible, but they don't listen. That's what he says. R.J. Wright hit the free throw.
All R.J. Wright did tonight was hit 4 3-pointers, and now that free throw. They have been just dynamically deep, have the Statesmen.
Missed the second. Asleason with the rebound. Down by 8, 45 seconds left. Need a quick bucket if you can get it here. Stepanovic. Scoff for 3. Nope. And Stepanovic had it go off of his hand and out of bounds, and that should just about do it.
Well, the fans think so. They're walking out like crazy.
Yeah, 33 seconds left to go in the game, and Statesmen by 8. And we have a whistle even before the ball is inbounded. The foul on 15, Grant Western, and that is his 5th, so he is done for the evening. Played himself a fine basketball game, though.
Grant Western, not a big scorer. He averages 2.2, had 2 points tonight, and just did a nice job out there defending. He and Kevin Butler were at each other all night long at the point guard, at the guard position.
Courtney Ramey will go to the line. All but academic here at the end of this one. And Ramey hit it.
He's closing in on 30. I think he's at 26.
Definitely has had a better game tonight than last night from a scoring perspective. Hit the second. And now Colin Brown had to go off of him and out of bounds. And the Statesmen will have it with 27 seconds left now. And they might just...
They're not going to foul.
Dribble this one out, I would hope. Ramey will walk it up. And I don't think the Statesmen are going to try to score, and I don't think the Spartans are going to try to foul, and so that should do it. They will just dribble out the last 15 seconds, and Jay Blossom wipes his brow as he walks towards center court to shake some hands. That's a good victory for the number 2 seed, the Webster Grove Statesmen. They win it by 10, 75-65 over the number 10 seed, the DeSmet Spartans.
A lot of three-pointers for both teams, 10 of them for DeSmet, 8 of them for Webster Groves, and just a terrific, I thought a terrific basketball game. I think Jay Blossom's going to walk away going, man, we had a tough game, and that's a good game for us to be challenged. And I think DeSmet's going to go home and say, listen, we just played one of the best teams in the state to the wire.
Right.
So we're encouraged as well. Their record's going to fall to 4-4. Stepanovich leads them in scoring. Well, maybe he didn't. 3, 6, 8, 16 points for Sean Scoff, 16 for Stepanovich, 12, 14, 16 for Brooks Ford. So he did lead them, but he tied with 2 other players. Courtney Ramey leads Webster Groves with 27 points. R.J. Wright had 13 on 4 3-pointers. Isaiah Ford, if I can do the math, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14. He had 21 points. All those buckets down low off those beautiful passes by Courtney Ramey. And so you saw a lot of good things from both teams.
Yeah, absolutely. I think DeSmet has to be encouraged by what they saw tonight, even in a 10-point loss. But you played one of the best teams in the state of Missouri and played them, very well for about, 2.5 quarters, 3 quarters, and then you end up losing by 10 at the end. But, still, I think Blake Ahern has to be happy with the effort, and Jay Blossom, his team, is still just kind of building towards the end of this tournament as they're going to make it into the semifinals yet another year here at the Coaches versus Cancer tournament.
After all the upsets in the bottom half of the bracket, number 2 is going to play number 3.
Yep.
Tomorrow at 8 o'clock, we'll have it for you right here on the Prep Sport. It's 1v5, so only 4 CVC getting knocked out in terms of the top seeds. St. Mary's at 6:30 against Hazelwood Central. And really, this is kind of the Hazelwood Central Invitational, Kevin. I mean, the Hawks are in the finals all the stinking time and win the thing usually. I think it's a tall order for St. Mary's. I know they're the number 1 seed, but Hazelwood Central's a little bigger than they are, and it's going to be an interesting basketball game. But Hazelwood Central won it in 15, 13, 12, and 10, finished second in 9 and 8. And second on 2005 and won it in 2003. This is their tournament, and I'm really looking forward to that 6:30 game that we'll have at Saturday.com and Prep Sports Showcase.
It's going to be a good one. It's a team, Harry, that you and I have not seen a lot of, heard a lot about St. Mary's, but I'm just excited to see, Kelvin Lee and the rest of the Dragons and see them firsthand. I mean, I've heard so much about the program that they built down there, and we're going to get a chance to see it tomorrow night against a very good Hazelwood Central team.
It says down there because it's South City, and everybody knows
on
the
map.
School. On a map. I'm with you.
Right.
St. Mary's, yeah, and things are really changing place and a good athletic program. But Mike England has gone there and really transformed even what people think power. Fun.
Yeah, it should be fun. To it tomorrow night.
Downside is not the downside. A car from Lafayette, and then you refurbish, better place. You've been watching, and